everyone. So it is Friday, and I'm just barely getting around to doing my update for the week. I mean, I technically could do it on Monday, but that seems unlikely to happen. So anyway, I am 37 weeks and 3 days today. So I have made it to full term, which I can't believe. It's such a strange thing to think about, the fact that, he could come anytime. And although I don't expect him to come for at least a few more weeks, it's just kind of surreal to get to this point. I was going to say something and and it's also kind of weird to have this, like, basically 5-week possible arrival time. So, like, he could come, in a few days. He could come in 4 weeks. It's hard to not know when it's going to happen, but that's okay. That's part of the journey. So this past week, I had my OB appointment on Monday, and things were good. His heartbeat was in the high 120s, which they said was really good. I'm measuring now a little bit better than I was last week. I was 35 centimeters this week, so I was only two weeks behind, which is technically, I think, in the realm of normal, as long as you're not more than 2 off. They consider that normal. So yeah, so there's not really any good explanation for why I was measuring so small last week, but things are looking good now. The appointment was really uneventful, like really nothing earth-shattering. We did get my Group B strep test back, and I'm negative, so that's great. Don't have to worry about that during labor, and that will hopefully allow me to not have an IV while I'm in labor and delivering and all of that. So that's really good. But yeah, really quick, uneventful appointment. And then I also saw my regular doctor yesterday, Thursday, and I had a good appointment with her. It's, the last time I'm going to see her before the baby comes, and got kind of things in order for trying to deal with my health stuff postpartum, because it is very possible that I'm going to kind of go into a tailspin with my health within a few weeks after the delivery. So we're just kind of trying to get things in order as best we can to deal with it at that time. And I also got the testing kit that I need for testing for Lyme disease and babesiosis, which is another tick-borne illness, at birth. So we'll be testing a piece of the placenta, and we'll be testing the cord blood. Originally, my doctor had thought that it was going to not be the cord blood, it was going to be a piece of the cord, but now she's gotten the final information, and it's definitely the cord blood, which unfortunately makes delayed cord clamping more difficult. We're still going to try to do it, but it's going to make it trickier. So we'll see. We'll see what we can manage with that. So I actually have the kit here, and there's not really much of anything to it. It's a box, and inside there's just test tubes and like a cold pack to ship it in. And this is going to a lab out in California. If you're interested in more information about the newborn testing or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message. And yeah, so they'll collect the samples at the hospital, and then we'll mail it out. And it comes with a FedEx bag and everything, so hopefully that will be relatively easy to manage. I may kind of put my mom in charge of making sure that it gets sent out and everything, so that Eric and I can not worry about that so much. and Eric is planning on packing that in his hospital bag so that he knows exactly where it is and everything. Otherwise, things have been good. Still having really bad pain and stuff in my hands, which yesterday when I saw my regular doctor, it was confirmed that it is carpal tunnel. She kind of used the little reflex hammer to hit around like the inside of my wrist, and like she would hit a certain spot and there would be a zing of tingling and stuff that would go down my hand. So it's definitely carpal tunnel, but the good news is that it should go away completely, pretty soon after delivery. So looking forward to that, because it's definitely getting uncomfortable and I'm kind of dealing with it, of course, but it's not the most fun. It's worst at night. So when I wake up in the middle of the night or when I wake up in the morning, it's really hard to move my hands, and there's just a lot of pain. And then kind of during the day, even though there's not as much pain, it's still really difficult for me to grasp some things, especially heavy things. So it's just, kind of a nuisance. I'm also having more trouble sleeping. When I wake up in the middle of the night to get up and go to the bathroom and get a drink and stuff, it's really harder for me to get back to sleep than it used to be. So some nights I'm up for an hour and a half, kind of trying to fall back asleep, and so that's that's just kind of, I feel like I kind of comfort myself with thinking, okay, this is my body's way of getting me ready for being up a lot in the night. So yeah, so there's that. Still dealing with congestion and stuff. And I think it might be a combination of the pregnancy congestion and allergies, unfortunately. I don't usually have bad allergies, but it seems like I'm definitely having some allergies this year. So yeah, other than that, I've been working on just kind of getting everything that's left to get ready. Last weekend we put the crib together, so that's great. I finished the baby blanket that I was knitting, and I've made a couple of burp cloths that maybe I'll show in my next video, because I didn't think to get them and bring them over here. I've cleaned out my car and just need to actually put the car seat in the car and install it and everything. And other than that, it seems like we're pretty ready. My hospital bag is packed. The baby's hospital bag is pretty much packed. Eric still needs to pack his, but I know that he'll do it, and if he needs to, he can throw things together pretty quickly. So things are good. Unfortunately, one of the negative things that I've been dealing with this week has been I've been very emotional. I think that part of it has to do with me being exhausted so much of the time because I'm not sleeping well at night, and then I'm not kind of forcing myself to nap during the day. Excuse me. And so that kind of adds to just it being more difficult to deal with things. So yesterday was actually a particularly emotional day, and I was just having a really rough time, and Eric ended up coming home from work early, and we just kind of hung out, and that helped. But it's been kind of a lot to deal with, and it kind of comes and goes. But my doctor yesterday was very comforting, and she's like, I think that this is so much going on right now, and dealing with like kind of the normal pregnancy stuff, but then on top of that, since I have been chronically ill, there's the kind of the normal pregnancy anxieties, and then there's the added anxieties that come with being chronically ill and wondering if I'm gonna be well enough to really do the kind of job that I want to do, being a parent and taking care of him and all of that. And also the anxieties of, is he going to be okay? Because I haven't really talked about it that much, but there is this risk of transmitting the illnesses that I have to him. We've done everything we can to prevent that, but, things happen, and he could be sick. So it's kind of a scary thought, but I try to stay positive about it and not worry about it unless or until it becomes something to worry about. So there's just kind of a lot to deal with, and you know, being so close to the end, it all becomes so much more real. So that's pretty much it for the week. I will show you my belly, which I feel is huge, and my belly button today in particular has been poked out a lot. So there we are from the side. And I don't feel like I look like I've dropped, but I might have. I can't really tell. In the front, the other side, and there it is. My belly button is just really, really popped out on the other side. So that is it for 37 weeks, and I will be back next week, if not before, with my 38-week update. Hope you all have a good week.